So how are you doing since the launch of the podcast?
Burcu was very hyped. She was having the moment and celebrating and being completely in it and everything. Mirna and I were, okay, what's next?
I am in the moment. Let me enjoy this. Like, we are having it. I want to stay in this moment. And they want to already, okay, what are we doing now? It's done.
The process is the part that we enjoy the most. So let's film another episode.
And how you felt about the feedback that you got?
Well, I liked when people had different opinions than us. I got a few texts saying, well, I disagreed with this part. And I think this is so fun that people are also in this conversation with us.
Honestly, better than I expected. A lot of friends reached out, but also friends of friends, which felt a bit different, like it actually traveled somewhere. The thing people kept saying that I liked the most was that they felt like they were part of the conversation and not just listening to it, which is kind of our idea. So that was very nice to hear. There is something that we need to address. Many people asked, what about these episodes that you recorded before? Where are they? We did record them. We have many topics that we already discussed. We have them stored, but we never allowed ourselves to publish them. This is our new beginning. So stay with us, tune in, and do whatever.
Oh my God, I had the worst week in the lab, like really. On Friday night, you think, should I quit? Is it that time?
What?
Everything went wrong. Absolutely everything went wrong. So now this weekend, I'm trying to refresh my mindset so I can go back there and on Monday be a bit more optimistic. But it's a part of research. That's a fact. What about you? I hope your week was better than mine.
I want to give an update about my baby tadpoles. They're growing. I feed them every day. They're thriving. In case you're wondering how my animals are doing, they're fine.
We had people being interested in your frogs.
This is my punchline when I meet people that I work with frogs. How didn't I use it in the beginning of the very first episode? I don't know.
When I met you, the first thing you told me, yeah, I work with frogs.
Yes. And I held it in this first episode. And then I slowly get into it with my baby tadpoles. Now I'm openly saying that I work with frogs.
Our no headphones week, which was in this week. How was it for you?
It was useless for me. I don't know. I did not feel the difference in the sense that I was not more focused or less focused. It did not, I think, have an impact on my focus. I noticed I was the problem if I didn't have the headphones because I'm a danger to people. I talk much more. So maybe I should keep my headphones to not bother other people. I just missed all my crime shows of the day. I couldn't listen any of my podcasts.
Is your lab usually quiet?
I think my group is the most talking group. Sorry, everyone that shares the office with us. What I notice is that maybe when I listen to something, a podcast, when I'm working on a computer, unless it is an automatic work like doing a figure or arranging some text that I do not have to put my brain, I pay attention to what I'm listening. But if it's something I'm actually reading, what I'm listening is just a noise in the background and I am not putting my attention to it. So I'm keeping my headphones. I don't know about you.
I also didn't notice anything big, but I think you need more days. I think one day is short. It's not enough. But what I liked, super random, is so I normally have this really small earphones, so nobody sees them underneath my hair. So people come to talk to me, and I always am like shocked. Oh no, where did you come from? So at least I avoided this uncomfortable situations of being like ambushed. But what about you?
I think my lab in general is a bit quiet because we are a small group. You don't hear people talking too much, so they don't disturb you. But there is lots of equipment background noise that can be quite annoying, which was the most annoying for me for the lab. What I didn't appreciate was underground without earphones, without noise cancellation. And also talking on the phone when someone called me, I had to hold my phone.
I always hold my phone in my hand.
Me too.
Wait. You don't talk with your headphones or earphones when you talk with someone?
No, I will disconnect my headphones and talk it.
What?
Yes.
Mirna, you too?
Yes. Anyway, I don't like to talk on the phone, first of all. So if I do it, I do
Don't
it
call her.
old school. Yes.
I mean, you
But if
talk on
it's-
the phone a lot. I am not
Yes.
also much of a talker. If I am calling home, I will video call and talk 15, 20 minutes. I will put it on the side, the camera. But if I'm cleaning at the same time, yes, I will have headphones. But I also prefer to talk normally.
That was unexpected for me now.
But you like to talk on the phone. You talk on the phone.
I don't
quite
like
often.
texting. Call me. If you need me, call me. So that's it. I'm not giving up on my earphones.
Concluded. But if you do want to try it, let us know if it went a bit better for you. Today we will talk about something very different, attachment styles and relationships. Do you know what is attachment theory?
Heard about it, read some things about it, listened to some podcasts about it.
I checked what the attachment styles are, but in case anyone is lost understanding what are they talking about, I am you. Don't worry, we're gonna try to understand it together. So I am also very not so much informed about it, and I'm looking forward to hear it, Mirna.
We are not psychologists, we are not experts, so don't take this super seriously. It's just a way to get the conversation going. It's for fun. Basically, this attachment theory, it all comes down to your relationship with intimacy and closeness, and how do you deal with the closeness, or if there's distance, how do you react in this distance? I think this is where it's shown the most. And what we want to talk about is specifically this attachment styles in relationship with your PI, and how it shows up in academia, let's say, is I will give an example of a situation that probably we all went through, and then how the different styles could react, and what are those styles. Imagine you were working really hard on a manuscript for many, many months, and you feel like, oh, wow, now it's ready. I'm going to send it to my PI for feedback. You send it, and the PI is not responding. And a week passes by, more time passes by, and there is no answer. How you react, you have 4 versions, let's say. The secure attached person, they will see that the PI is not responding, but they will not overthink it. They will not make a conclusion if there is nothing to conclude. They will just say, okay, probably the PI is really busy, so I'm going to give them a few more days, and then maybe I will reach out to them and ask when can they give me feedback. And then you have the anxiously attached person. So this person will start overthinking. They will think, oh no, the PI probably read the manuscript and they hate it. It's bad. Maybe they think I'm stupid, or even, will they fire me? Like, depends how anxious you are, but you can really go far with this spiraling, basically. So this person overthinks the distance and maybe tries to reach back to the PI like, do I need to apologize or fix what happened? Then you have the avoidant one. And this person, they will think like they didn't respond. It's okay. I anyway don't need their feedback. I'm never going to send them anything again. It's fine. I'm going to do it myself. So this person is just running away from this closeness. They're super independent and they're escaping it. Then you have the last one, which is fearful avoidant, and it's a mix of the anxious and the avoidant. So they will also start to overthink, did I do a bad job? What does the PI think? But then they will use like a coping mechanism from the avoidant, and they will try to think, I don't care, anyway, I don't need them. So they're just circling between these two, and I guess it's super exhausting to be like this. We also made a quiz that will help you determine which one of these 4 you might be. It will be on our Instagram. But also we solved the quiz, but we didn't tell each other the results. So now we can guess what we think each other might be. Who wants to be first? First on the chopping board.
Okay, chop me, because I am the least knowledge one. Chop me.
Okay, I would say that maybe you have the tendency of the anxious one, but going towards the secure because of the experience that you have.
I agree. I also think you have tendencies, but indeed you are an experienced person. You went through many situations, so you are developing more and more into secure. That's my impression. So what did the quiz say?
It said secure, but indeed I saw some answers of the quiz that maybe the beginning of my PhD and during my master's, I would definitely choose those answers. That is towards anxious attachment. But it is good to mention here that I work with the same same PIs and supervisors for more than 7 years. We built a trust, and I really am confident in what I'm doing right now. So my answer is really now shaped by my current relationship with my supervisors, which I am lucky at the moment. But I think if I would be doing something new, I would definitely go through the anxious one that, oh, am I doing good enough and how I can do better? But now it's secure for the moment.
Yeah, that's really a thing, that your style can change depending on the relationship. And indeed, if you feel very safe in an environment and you build a trust, I guess everybody can be secure. And Ardiana?
Well, I am guessing you are secure because you're also very aware, assuming you analyze already everything and you know of the situation and you're already secure in the outcome.
Yes, I also think you're secure, but I wonder if you have tendencies of avoidant or anxious underneath it all.
So indeed, when I did the test, it was secure. But I want to be honest about it. A big part of it, I think it's also luck. I really had good supervisors. All of them. They had a different style of supervising, but all of them were giving me the security that then made me also secure at my work. All of them kind, good characters. And I know that most of the people don't have the similar experiences. I've heard enough stories to know that I actually landed well. And I'm pretty sure that some people that maybe have tendency or they will score anxious in these tests would actually been secure if they had my experiences. So the style isn't just yours, it's also the relationship that shapes it. I don't have the avoidant tendency. I have more anxious tendency. Maybe also, as Burcu mentioned at the beginning of my PhD, when you are still not completely sure about your research and everything, you kind of need the approval. You need that feedback, and you need it sometimes to be good. It was maybe tendency to anxious, but luckily to my really amazing PIs, they really gave me the security.
That's nice. Yeah, because I think what I hear the most is that the PIs are absent and avoidant, and then the students become either anxious or avoidant.
That's what I'm saying. It's not fair to say it just it's one way, because maybe someone will really be completely secure person on one side, but then coming to a PhD and getting completely lost and anxious or avoidant because the PI really played with their minds, used their manipulations. It really shapes you depending on who is in front of you. So yes, as a PI, you are responsible as well.
So we will go deeper into all of this, but now you can guess what is mine. Go ahead.
I think you are avoidant.
Yes.
Just that?
Also secure, but
No.
I think your avoidance is not because thinking your job is worthless or stupid anyway, who cares? But you are super independent and maybe you know you will make it yourself anyway.
I would say it's avoidant towards secure because of the also experiences, and you are experienced researcher, so you are kind of secure in what it means if someone doesn't respond to you immediately, or if it gives you a feedback that it says just one line, you would know that doesn't mean you don't have to question it now. It just means that maybe that person didn't have time and just write you fast the feedback. So I would say avoidant in a sense of independence and being very aware that you don't need something or someone's approval in order to do something.
Exactly.
Not in a way of running away from it.
Well, it was 50-50 actually. Secure and avoidant.
Okay.
Yes. But indeed, it would have been avoidant, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago or even 1 year ago, it would have been. I really did change. And I guess I exposed myself also in the last episode because I said I could not ask for help. We can all see from all 3 examples that we changed with the experience we had in our PhD. Yeah. I was thinking also now about my PhD defense, how when you defend your PhD, then at the end, it's a tradition that your PI will say something about you. And I remember what mine said. He said that I remind him of his cat because I always run away when he tries to come close. And I didn't think about this in a year or so. And now it came back, this memory of how he opened that talk. So we have different experiences, all 3 of us. So I think that makes it more interesting to discuss this situation.
And also, I think in personal life.
Indeed. Yeah. Is your style in this academic spheres the same as in your personal life, you would say?
What do you think? Easy as that. Given everything life has thrown at me, statistically, I should probably be anxious.
Yeah, for me also was secure, but I'm sure depending on the topic or the situation sensitivity, I can be also anxious or even avoidant at times. We are all, I think, like that. No, it's not black and white. It is okay. We don't have to be secure in everything.
We talk about if academia is creating more these problems with attachment because how it is like short contracts all the time being evaluated. And then you get a lot of rejections as well. For grants, for your papers, all the time you're getting rejected. So how does this make you feel?
It hurts a lot. And I don't think that the part that we talked about security means it bounces off, because that will be lying. My first paper got rejected 3 times until it got published in a good journal. And that hurt. I was crying a lot. I was demotivated. I was questioning everything. But then later on, I got rejected twice for a fellowship before winning this one. And that was also very hard because, again, you're going through many emotions. You put lots of work. You feel it fully. At some point, you get back up and try again. And that work matters, but it does hurt. It stings.
Yeah, so sometimes it's really not about what you are like, it's just the environment is painful. No matter if you're secure or anxious, it's gonna be hurtful. So do you think that maybe academia is selecting for a certain type of attachment?
That's an interesting question.
Why are all the PIs absent? What do you think?
Workload.
Or do you think that maybe our supervisors, they are more or less the same age group, a different generation, and they were just postdocs, and maybe where they are, it was in that time relatively direct trajectory. Now you have your own group, so they just don't know how to do it and they are avoiding it.
Maybe, yeah, they didn't know what it entails. And now all the young people, we know everything we need to do as PIs. You have all these courses for leadership and managing whatever, which is great. But maybe we are also overthinking everything.
That's also our generation, I think. We are the generation now to question, and first generation to maybe, have the computer at home and research things. And they did not have that. They were not maybe questioning. They were doing one Western blot and it was a cell paper, It's a different time, different situations. So it is changing. It will be different with us. Let's hope that we will be able to tailor the communication based on the student. We are human. It's not just one situation. It's dynamic and it's okay.
Was there any situation in the last years that you really felt this triggered, and in any way that maybe your PI responded very cold to you and you started to get worried or something like that?
I don't think so. But this also comes with an experience and also character. Not everyone is freely speaking their mind. I would not lose so much time to overthink what does this mean and let it consume me. And I would also say, first, what does it mean? And then if I hear immediately the answer, if I'm not happy with it, I would also say, I'm sorry, I just got a feeling that is this and this because of whatever reason, because I don't have also time to let it consume me.
I noticed in myself, I was making a joke about it, saying, I think I'm getting fired. So now this is a joke because I would see my supervisor did not talk to me a couple of days, or he's in a bad mood, not related to me. But I would say, I think I'm going to be fired. There is no possibility to be fired, I was not going to be fired. I would always think maybe I am not delivering or I'm not doing my best. But this totally comes from my culture and how I was raised and my education system in Turkey. We are race horses that has to do perfect in academic career. So I have tendency to over-impress myself first. And I would like to get the approval for sure and a good feedback.
Can I ask, how do you like to get feedback? What makes you feel, oh, good, I did a good job? Do you like that they say it to you or just show it?
I would prefer saying, but I know not every supervisor is also very open to give compliments. It is nice to hear a bit of approval and a positive feedback. It kind of motivates us.
Of course.
As long as, we try to claim I am independent. I do my own thing. It does not matter much, but I think it matters.
Who doesn't like a bit of good feedback?
Yeah.
I mean, like sending the manuscript, you want to hear constructive feedback, but then also give in that constructive feedback. People don't even know how to give feedbacks. That's the first thing. No one is teaching us. PIs are busy, and then you cannot expect that you're going to get everything great. And yeah, the workload in academia is enormous. So you're not even expecting it. But come on, this is also a part of the work. You need to motivate your student. You need to say what is good. You need to say what needs to improve. And this is how people grow. So
don't you also yourself go and tell your colleagues you did great? I like to, support also my colleagues. I mean, I'm not their supervisor, but we all need a little bit of positive encouragement.
Encouragement is one thing. Feedback is another thing. Feedback is something that you really need to think about what someone did and what that means without being too personal about it, because this is still work. Encouragement is basically more personal. You're giving that person a bit of more push, and maybe someone doesn't need encouragement. Maybe someone needs just feedback in order to be pushed.
Yes, me. I don't like encouragement because it feels like, why do you need to say that?
Aww.
You know, it feels like, is this a participation prize or what?
I love you, Mirna.
I don't, doesn't motivate me.
I like to tell my colleagues when they do something, I say, oh, great data. When they present, I like to say it. And I'm not even collaborating with them in anything. We do not share the paper or something like that.
No, I meant what I like to hear or not what I'm saying. Although, yeah, but it depends on the person also. I think if you are supervising, you should see if the person will really get encouraged by this or it doesn't even affect them. So it's really about the match between you and the PI. Can you find a common language that works for both? Can be hard. Imagine that you have a PI that you don't really match with in this and you're really lacking in encouragement and feedback. How would you handle it? What would you do?
Of course, it's not always easy to leave. If you are doing your PhD and you came from different country and you started your PhD, it's been 2 years in, you cannot leave. You just have to go with it and try to deal it within yourself, how you receive it maybe, because it's not like now you go and change the character of your supervisor. You can give him feedback, but sometimes also it's hard to give your supervisor feedback. But you know, some supervisors ask feedback from students when they are leaving. What you would wish me to do differently, or what is your feedback, how I manage the group? And this, I really respect that. This is such a nice approach from a supervisor's point of view that they would like to work on their way of managing.
Many PIs who somewhere along the way forgot why they even started this job and they lost the touch and end up then taking on their frustrations on students who have no real exit, because some of them will actually say, oh yeah, this is not my responsibility, what my student feels. But yes, there is a line. Not everything is on the supervisor. Someone is looking up to you. You need to understand also that. You can understand that there will not be always a match between a supervisor and a student, PhD student, master student, whoever is working. You cannot always say, yeah, it's easy, a leave, because some people are really...
You cannot, yeah.
Some people don't have that exit. Some people are here with visas. Some people have goals that they wanted to achieve and they don't see an easy way out. I like to believe that if this happened to me, I would have an option to say, I don't want to stay in this environment, and then I will leave and find a different mentor. We need to understand that there are so many PIs that are actually putting their frustrations in a very obvious manipulation ways and pushing students in the corner where they will not have other option to choose. So I think there is a very thin line between the responsibility and how a student processes and thinks as well. And we are in all this together. So I think we should do better. I would probably try to find a different PI and different solution. But just because I'm coming from then a privileged position where I don't need visa to stay here, I can have a support system, or I don't know, that maybe a lot of people don't have. But I also understand that this is not realistic always.
But also, in fact, we are all in a way to be where we are. We worked hard, we studied hard, we are high achievers, try to be. So you also don't want to fail in your own eyes. Maybe leaving, quitting feels like a fail. So you tell yourself you have to deal with whatever comes at you. And then I feel sad for those students that they just have to take whatever comes from their supervisor just to finish their work and get the title that they signed up for.
And you lost lost money, you lost time, you commit to something and then you're waiting. And I heard so many stories for people on visas where PIs sometimes don't even want to give them possibility to defend PhD in time. So they're kind of like letting them to do more work. And then they're working also for free sometimes because they depend on visa. So they would not say also anything else. And they would just try to do anything just to get the PhD done. Anyone who is listening, going through this, I'm very sorry. I don't think we have a solution for it. We are just discussing about it. But yeah.
I would say that if you're in this situation and you cannot leave, that you really need to try to find other mentors, because there are many other professors at the university around you. There are postdocs. There are people that actually do want to help, and they can be your intermediate mentor or something. Or you need to have good friends, good support system, especially if you moved across the planet to pursue your PhD. You're not with your friends or family. It's really nice if you can find your support system where you are. And it might not be in your group, because I feel like if the PI is toxic, it's often also that in the group you kind of have a toxic atmosphere. But if you find friends from other groups or departments that know what you're going through but are not very close to it, it's very nice. I think it's for us three, we are in different departments, and it was very nice to have this relationship that we are all doing a PhD but in completely different environment, and then it helped us to know what is normal, what is good, how can it be, and we can support each other without being involved in any way. If you can, I hope you can find good friends.
Maybe you find it here with us. No?
This trust, we said, do you think that after some years you build enough trust with your PI that you can just work? Or do you feel like you always have to work on impressing your PI or keeping them happy?
When to stop performing?
Yes. And do you think you can even stop
That's a good
performing?
question.
Since academia is all about your references, where you worked, and the contracts are short, there's a lot of pressure that your PI has to give you opportunities.
I cannot say that this comes from the beginning, of course. I think it shifts when you start knowing how much you know, and when you stop being ashamed of that gap, that things that you don't know, you're not hiding them. You stop performing around it. Like this is on the table. I don't know these things, and that's it. So the way you talk also becomes then less pressured, and you don't have to perform in front of your PI or over impress with the things that you know, because you know what you know and you're very open with what you don't know.
For my situation, I have the trust environment now. So I am super open to say when I don't know something. Now it's not anymore question, answer, interrogation. It's a scientific discussion that we have. So that I really enjoy it. And this is the environment that I looked for. And that comes with time. Of course, when you are a PhD student first year, you are just doing what your mentor is telling you. Maybe you bring some ideas. You're a bit like scared to even pitch an idea. I want to do this experiment. It all comes by time, I think.
I agree. I don't want to feel like every meeting with my PI is like make it or break it. I need to invest super much into it. It should be at certain point indeed trust that you can just come there and discuss your results, ask the questions and move on, not needing to perform in this meeting. They should know you. They should know what you contribute and what are your good and bad sides.
How often do you have feedback meetings or catch-up meetings with your supervisor? Because this is also something that now I'm observing, some PhD students need guidance, weekly checkups, or there are others wants to be free for a month and then you gather together with your supervisor to have checkup meeting. So what do you think is good for you?
Bi-weekly.
Not too much. Not too much. I don't like micromanaging, and I don't like when I'm in the middle of something and they ask you, how is it going? What's happening? I'm like, wait, when I finish it, then when I process this with myself, then I will come talk to you. Or if I have a question, if I need help, I would say a month, maybe once every 2 months. I prefer that. What about you?
I think bi-weekly for my progress. I do like regular group meetings in general, and they don't have to be always presenting a research or results. They can also be literally about something in the lab that needs to be done, or tasks, or what is going to happen, or whatever. Just kind of like a short group meeting weekly to catch up. Yeah, and also because of the team building. But for my progress, I would say bi-weekly, because I do like to push myself to do something more because I know that I will then present it. This is kind of my push. And then I want to have a goal where I'm going to, what I want to do. And I know that I'm going to do it. And I know that I'm going to do well and do more if I do have like a point where I have a deadline. So yeah, making like a small deadlines or small performance meeting, whatever that means, pushes me more. And I did say that, especially when I had a very tough period where I couldn't focus at work, when I couldn't do anything and I knew that I'm procrastinating so much. I actually came openly to my PI and I said, I think we need to catch up now weekly because postdocs don't need that type of treatment, but I'm not performing. And if we're going to meet, I know that I'm going to do more. So meet me weekly, find time, just like 5 minutes, we can see the progress because I do care about the work, but sometimes life happens and you don't want to do certain things. So you find your ways around it.
That is so nice to be self-aware and ask for help when you need it. You are secure. The test is correct. You are. I think this should be an example for people now who are in that situation that maybe they are struggling and there's a lack of communication with their supervisors. You can always ask. The answer, okay, we don't know, but let's say hopefully a positive answer from your supervisor. But it is so important to communicate what you need because they are busy. You can always ask how you want to be treated. And it's an amazing example what you gave, Ardiana, really.
Thank you. It felt a bit embarrassing to ask, I must admit. You're hired because of your expertise. And then I was like, I need a push.
But that's
someone
so
needs
honest.
to check on me.
That's so honest.
It happens. Yeah. It's so much better than if you try to cover it up and then you start feeling even worse.
But that's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking about them and their work as well, because this is our work together. Would you rather not have time for me and let me do my things in my pace and not get results, or shrink a bit and get the research going?
I, on the other hand, am different actually, because I have a daily communication with my supervisor. Not to report him, but share my excitement, because we are in the same environment, sharing the office. When he passed by, I always tell him it's working or I failed again. And he always comes, pass by and look at my screen, and I like to discuss with him. It is not a report. It is not that I, in fact, need him to give me feedback, but I like to share it with him. And we have this daily conversation. And I really like that.
This is a very healthy work environment in research.
Yes, it's perfect.
Also having PIs that can step in the lab and be around, so you can actually sometimes see them in the corridor and you can just say 3 things, standing meetings of 2 minutes, coffee meetings, whatever. That's actually very nice because we are excited about the research that we're doing at the end of the day. We want to discuss it. It's not about you examining me every time. It's about getting results and what are we doing? What can we do?
Indeed, it is very nice to have that feedback or sharing excitement for the science. It's really nice.
But then I'm thinking now about some PIs that imagine that are just like very manipulative, very controlling. And then they come in the lab and just like looking at you if you're doing, when you arrived at work, how much you did, then you don't want them in the lab. Go to the office.
That's my biggest nightmare. Go disappear, be absent like most of them.
As Ardiana stated, that the 3 of us have been lucky to have supervisors right now that we could build trust, but we've also been through things, of course, and we see and hear things, and it can get hard.
I did heard stories, and once it happened to me.
Tell the stories. You keep saying you heard stories. Tell the damn stories. Just say it.
Well, there are some PIs that really expect everyone to be there at 9:00 and to leave at 5:00, not to stay like longer. So it's not like, oh yeah, I'll work longer. And that's very controlling because that PI specifically in the morning when it's 9:01, it walks around to check if everyone arrived. Once it happened that I was in that lab kind of passing by and just having like, it was not part of my project, was not anyone that was my PI or related. It was already past 5 and I was asked if I know how to switch off the lights as well. Indeed, that person didn't actually leave until I left. What? So it was a bit like,
So weird. Big control freak.
Yeah, but okay, maybe this also comes from, I don't want to judge. I don't know if this comes really from personality And then not good matches, or for example, I don't know, manipulations, lots of manipulations. Oh, or giving titles to other people's as well in the papers, using other co-authors, co-first authors to put them together in the paper that they had no place there just because they're preferring them or for whatever reason. And then you also are pushed kind of in the corner because who are you to fight, or what is best for you, or what is going to be best outcome for you at the end of the day. So yeah, listeners can also give us their stories. We're gonna have an anonymous link and you can just write something if you wish us to comment or if you just wish to share, so we can hear a bit more and share more with other people.
This is a safe space to discuss anything. Now I want to ask another question that is completely in the opposite direction. What if you like your PI too much? Not in a romantic way, of course, but what if you like them, like you have a super friendly relationship and you think, wow, they're such an amazing person.
Yeah, I love that. What about it?
It's about the boundaries. With my PI, I respect him, but we have a very professional relationship. I don't know anything about his private life. He doesn't know anything about mine. The boundary is very strict and I know where it is, and I really like that.
I had PIs that were like that, more reserved, and I had PIs that are very friendly, and I shared my whole story basically with them. And I didn't mind it at all, and it doesn't make me feel that I need to perform for them because they're more friendly. Actually, I liked it. I don't lose the respect for them. I still feel the authority, but I appreciate the friendliness.
I like to see the humane part of the people, even in a professional environment. That makes it more relatable. And then when you know that they're also human, they have a family, they're a good person, that is so important for me. But I think I like to share good things if something happening in my life, but I am not very good at, or I do not share bad things happening in my life with them. Like, I'm going through this, I will not show it to my supervisors most of the time. It's important for me to keep it separate.
I just think that for me, it helps to keep the boundary. Like we said, anyway, we struggle to keep the work-life balance. For me, then, not having a super friendly and open, intimate relationship with people at work helps me to keep this boundary. It's just, I want to know if anybody agrees with me, because I feel like it's not a popular opinion.
But if you get maybe lots of experience with very friendly and open PIs, maybe you're gonna change the opinion then.
Mirna, would you ever want to dance at a party in a group with your supervisor?
What?
Did you never saw your supervisors at the conference dancing?
I do. My supervisor dances, and he can be the last person leaving the party, and I love it.
We are someone's supervisors. Don't dance anymore.
Exactly. Can you be open like that in front of your students?
That's a good question. I wanted to ask you, indeed. Do you feel a difference now that you are postdoc and you're having more students?
Now, I don't care. They're people. We are people. We are doing this, what we are doing now, exposing and talking about all of these things. I need to now have some type of boundary of me not being who I am usually, because why?
Are you going to lose respect?
Are you going to lose respect for me because I danced and drink a glass of wine?
Or two? Or five?
But don't do that in general.
We are growing now, no? We are also on that stage to who we want to be. And I want to be the approachable mentor that they can come, they can make a joke, they can feel free to communicate when they are not feeling well. And that's very important. That goes through being a human.
At the end of the day, it's about the match. So if you're being yourself and dancing at a conference party or not dancing at the conference party, one person will like that, the other will not like that. Why not just be yourself, do whatever you do, and come to work and do your work? It's about you supervising the project. And if I'm dancing a bit, doesn't affect my work. So that's why I'm disagreeing with having that type of boundary, because where is the harm?
Where is the boundary?
We will try to find the boundary. During this conversation, we realized that this attachment styles and security depends very much on your environment and experience. And we realized that all of us became more secure during the last year. So what do you think helped you to become more secure?
Getting older and accumulating experience.
Indeed, I think when you build your own confidence in what you do and you know what you bring to the table and you know that you try to do your best, then you can build security also based on the person that is in front of you. Not everyone is lucky to have the warmth environment. We were lucky. I think, as Ardiana stated, luck had played an important role. I did not mention it, but during my master's, I had a complete different experience in terms of this attachment style. It was more anxious, also because of the culture. So really just communication when you need something, that also really helped me to be where I am right now. But that doesn't mean tomorrow I will not be anxious, by the way. It's also totally normal that when you think you are so confident now, I am doing what I do, but maybe tomorrow I will feel anxious about myself and what I do, and I will question myself. But it's important that you have the tools to get back on your feet again. You fall and you come back and then you continue. Believe in yourself, do your best, and let it be.
Indeed, what we talked about, communication is so important. You can really tell your PI what you need and you can ask for it. And somehow in this, you will find a way to have a good relationship and communication, which will be helpful for you. Just dare to ask. Don't think that they will know everything. They are too busy to notice the things that you are dealing with. You have to often just say it directly. And also just know that you have your limits. You cannot work all the time 100%. We have phases that we are super productive and then you have a bad month and you have to accept it, because without one, there is no other. So just accept the ups and downs and indeed believe in yourself, trust yourself, and have good friends.
That's so nice, indeed. I hope you all have a nice support system and you find also this environment safe and warm, that you relate to the situations and it can bring a little bit of relief to your feelings, what you are going through.
So we are coming to the end of this episode. We hope that you enjoyed it and that you recognized yourselves in some of us. And if you want to find out what is your attachment style in academia and with your PI, you can solve the quiz on Instagram. And please let us know which one you got. We are Ardiana, Burcu, and Mirna, and this is Do Whatever.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Woo!
Do